Hello? Is this Phoebe? It's Vanessa, Theo's mother. We met last weekend for lunch.
Oh, Vanessa, yes, this is Phoebe.
Oh, I'm so glad I got the right number. I asked Theo for it, but I wasn't sure if I had written it down properly. I'm sorry for messaging out of the blue. You're not busy, are you?
It's not a problem.
Oh, wonderful. There was just something that I wanted to discuss with you, if that's okay.
Of course, what's on your mind?
Well, last weekend, you said something that got me thinking a little bit.
What was it?
You said something about being an only child and raised by your father. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
I see. And where was your mother in all of this? Surely she was about, wasn't she?
No. It was just me and my dad.
So where was your mother during your childhood?
That's kind of a personal question, don't you think?
What? No, it's not. All I'm doing is asking about your childhood in an effort to get to know you better. I thought you would want to do the same, for the sake of Theo. Wouldn't it be good if his mother and his wife-to-be got along well?
Well, I guess.
See? So, you were just about to tell me where your mother was during your childhood.
It's a bit of a sensitive topic, but I guess if you really want to know. When I was younger, my mother left my dad and me for another man. She wanted to take me with her, but my dad said no. He didn't want me being raised by some stranger and a mother who was clearly more interested in said stranger than her own daughter. My mom tried to get custody of me anyway, but my dad fought her every step of the way. Eventually, he won the battle and gained full custody of me, and my mom left with her new boyfriend.
Oh, you poor thing. It must have been so hard, growing up without a mother. Men rarely know how to raise a child right.
Not really. My dad is a very kind and caring man. He always made sure I had what I needed growing up and taught me very important life lessons. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way.
Yes, of course, but still, surely you missed your mother. After all, there isn't anything quite like a mother's love. They know what's best for their children and are just better caregivers all around. I bet your dad had to hire nannies or carers to look after you a lot of the time, right?
No. Look, I'm not sure what the men you've been surrounded by are like, but my dad is amazing. He took responsibility for me, and even if it was tough being a single dad, he was more than happy to raise me by himself as he loved me.
Oh, there's no need to get so defensive, love. I didn't mean anything by what I said.
Well, okay then.
I'm just curious. When was the last time you saw your mother?
I don't know. Quite a few years ago now. Last thing I heard was that she had found another boyfriend and was living with him somewhere.
I see. Well, I must be going. I'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye.
Sure. Goodbye. Hello? Vanessa?
Phoebe? Why are you texting me?
Sorry to bother you, but is everything alright with Theo? He hasn't been responding to my messages at all, and he hasn't been home in days. The last message he sent me said he was staying with you. Is something wrong with him?
Are you really that clueless?
Excuse me?
Well, clearly you are, seeing as you can't even answer a simple question. What do you think it means when someone stops answering your calls and texts and moves out?
Hang on, move out? What are you talking about? Theo hasn't moved out.
You said yourself that he hasn't been to your house in days, not to mention all the ignored calls and messages. It's clear, isn't it? Theo has broken up with you and has called off the engagement.
What? What are you on about? Why would he do that?
Well, because I told him to.
You told him?
Yes, do try and keep up. I don't want to be explaining this forever.
Why would you do that?
Well, after what you told me the other day, I simply couldn't let my son marry someone with such a sordid background.
Sordid? Because my mother left my dad and me?
Well, yes and no. It's not so much that your mother left your dad.
What? You don't like the fact that I was raised by my dad?
Not really, no. A properly brought up child should have both parents to look after them. Being raised by just a father, well, let's just say that the child won't do the best in life, and is not someone whom I would want marrying my son.
So let me get this straight. You don't like me simply because I didn't have a mom growing up?
You make me sound so petty.
Well, it's the truth, isn't it?
If you want to put it that way, then fine. It's the truth.
I can't believe you. Well, regardless if you like me or not, it's not up to you if me and Theo get married, so you can just butt out.
Do you think that Theo doesn't know about this? That I am simply keeping him hostage? Sorry to burst your bubble, but my son actually agrees with me. He trusts my opinion, as he should, and knows I'm simply looking out for him.
I can't believe you. I'm texting him right now.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Theo, are you there? I need you to answer me right now.
Hey, Phoebe.
Do you know what your mother's been saying to me? None of it's true, is it?
Well, you see,
Theo?
I'd hoped that my mom would have explained everything by now. I really didn't want to have to do this.
You mean to say that everything your mom has been saying is true? You're breaking off our engagement and couldn't even be bothered to tell me face to face? I mean, you couldn't even be bothered to tell me at all. You had your mom do it.
Please don't get so angry. I didn't want to hurt you.
Just tell me why. I thought we were happy. Are you really just going to do what your mom tells you? Are you really happy living like that?
Well, she's my mom. I don't want to upset her, and besides, she's just looking out for me. She thought that our marriage wouldn't really last that long and that you wouldn't be a good mother to any children we had, as you yourself didn't have a great role model. And, I mean, I guess I kind of agree with her.
You really think I would make a terrible mother?
That's not what I meant.
Oh, then what did you mean?
Look, I just don't think we're gonna work out. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is.
Fine. If that's how you want to play it, then consider yourself single. I'll leave the rest of your stuff outside on the drive. You might want to pick it up before the bin men do.
Come on, Phoebes, don't be like that.
Goodbye, Theo. I hope your mom makes you very happy.
Hello. Sorry for messaging out of the blue, Phoebe, but I was hoping we could talk.
Well, this is a surprise. We have nothing to talk about though, so I don't know why you're messaging.
Please, just hear me out.
Okay then.
I just wanted to apologize for the way I behaved a couple of months ago. I had absolutely no right to say what I did to you. I mean, I had only met you once after all. That's hardly any time to get to know someone.
Oh, I don't know. I think I know you quite well.
Aha, yes. Well, I just wanted to say I was sorry, and that perhaps we could all start over again. Theo is so upset. He has missed you like crazy and would love nothing more than to give your relationship another try. What do you say?
I say that I think you have seen how well my latest movie has done, and that you're trying to worm your way back into my life to take advantage of my new fame and money. Is that about right?
What? How could you accuse me of such things? I truly just thought that I should apologize for my appalling behavior.
Well, thank you for the apology.
Of course. So, with that matter settled, would you reconsider marrying Theo? He has missed you greatly and would be honored if you gave him a second chance. Perhaps you could even invite some of your new film friends to the wedding? I would love to meet them.
Ah, there it is. I was wondering how long it would take before the real reason you messaged me presented itself.
What do you mean?
You don't care about me nor what you did to me. All you're interested in is using my fame to get close to other famous people. Well, it's not going to work. I am not interested in taking Theo back, not after the way he handled things. He left me humiliated and having to explain to all of my friends and family what had happened.
I'm very sorry, dear. But I really think that you should move on from that now. It's been 3 months after all.
You know what? You're right. I should move on from it.
That's wonderful. So I'll set the date for the wedding?
No. You can lose my number and move on with your life. I want nothing to do with you or your family again.
What?
I'm happy in my new life. And just because I'm doing well does not mean that you get to try and come back into my life to leech off of it. I actually need to thank you though.
What for?
If it wasn't for you telling your son not to marry me, I would be miserable right now. Instead, I am living my best life without a spineless mama's boy dragging me down. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm busy and need to get back to work. Have a nice life.
Wait, Phoebe, please.
Goodbye, Vanessa. Phoebe went on to have amazing success in her acting career. After she and Theo broke up, the young woman was able to spend her time focusing on what she was passionate about, which led her to gaining lead roles in huge films. It was during one of these films that she met the love of her life. He was a fellow actor who felt the same about Phoebe. The two ended up getting married and had a wonderful family together. As for Vanessa and Theo, Phoebe's ex-fiancé ended up moving in with his mother after he and Phoebe broke up. He was unable to progress in his career due to his lazy tendency of letting his mom sort everything out for him. This meant that Theo only had a small wage coming in, one that he definitely couldn't afford to live off of on his own. Eventually, Theo ended up marrying a woman who he accidentally got pregnant. Vanessa was horrified at the turn of events and tried to stop them. However, Theo felt that it was important for the baby to have both parents around and married her anyway. Sometimes karma really does exist.